For the next 3 days, we're going to be learning how to program using a website called scratch.mit.edu. MIT is one of the top universities in the world, and they have a free coding program or coding website out called Scratch. And using this program, we're going to learn how to move our sprites using user input. Now, sprites, you'll get to learn pretty soon that they're little tiny characters. And user input means basically you are the user, and whatever we input, the sprites will do. And also we're going to learn how to keep score and how to learn shooting effects. Now, from here, we're going to actually go type in Google scratch.mit.edu. This should automatically bring up scratch.mit.edu. I want you to go click that, and we are on this page. You don't have to join or sign in or anything. All you have to do is just try it out. And you see right here that little button? It says try it out. You click that. Now this looks pretty complicating, but it is. I want you guys to actually sit there and think about what all these things do before we start. Now there's little tabs here: motion, there's looks, sound, pen, data, which isn't available, events, control, sensing, operators, and there's more blocks. And this lesson is not a step-by-step in how to make a game. I'm gonna point you into that direction, and I'm gonna give you some tips here and there, and we are going to make a game. However, what I really want you guys to focus on is basically designing your own game. I mean, to begin with, it might be just a shooting game like what we did, but there's so many other possibilities. This program is not just for you to say, hey, I can follow directions. This program is for you to expand your mind and get creative and just dive into this and see what you can create. Be designers. Design something new. Design something that you've never thought of. I mean, you get directions handed to you every day in school. Now this is your time to be free, be creative, create something of your own. Okay? But I'm gonna start you off with the basics. So here we go. If you look at here, if you just hover without doing anything, there's choose sprite from library, paint a new sprite, upload a sprite or use from the phone, and up here it says duplicate, delete, grow, and shrink. The first thing you want to do is click on this delete. Let's delete this cat. I want you to choose your own sprite. This is a sprite. Let's delete him. He's gone. Now come over here and it says choose sprite from library, and you get a whole list of everything. Whatever they have in the library. Let's see. Here we go. Okay. Animals. Fantasy. It gets subdivided like this: people, things, transportation, castle. Let's pick our sprite. You can pick whatever you want. Okay, but I'm going to pick Patrick. Probably isn't Patrick, but kind of looks like Patrick. So you move it over here. Hopefully you guys know who Patrick is. If you don't, he's from SpongeBob. You can either grow or you can shrink. Let's try grow. Oops, you gotta click him. Click on grow, and then click on this dude, and he just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. What is he doing? He's growing. There's no surprise there, right? Now if you go to shrink, he shrinks. And let's get him about this size. Again, it's whatever you feel. If you wish to save, let's title this as whatever you want. I'm going to save mine as Patrick. What we want to do is we want to make us, which are the users, we want us to be allowed to move the sprite using the arrow keys. Now before you start, you have to understand something about Scratch. If you look at over here, there's an X and there's a Y. This, as you guys may know, is called the X-axis, and this going up and down vertically is called the Y-axis in this program. And if you carefully move your mouse right to the middle position as possible, here we go. That says, oh man, X0, come on, and Y0. Oh my gosh, so close. Anyways, I can't do it. But this right here and this right here, the middle is 0, 0. So you have to think of it as in terms of a grid. I'm going to start you off. If you see this, hover over that. No, you can't hover over that. But that is basically go, meaning whatever program you have written, which you will write right here, you're not going to actually write, you're going to drag and drop. And this means stop. So let's start with events. Aha. If you look at this here, it says when this green flag is clicked. So let's drag this out. So basically now this is the beginning of your code. Okay, don't think of it as, I don't know if you've seen movies where people type like a bunch of random gibberish things and they're like hacking into things. Well, there's something like that, but this program or this website has made it very easy and very user-friendly to start. So basically, this is the beginning. It says when this is clicked, and then something is going to happen. We don't know what that something is. However, what we really want to do is allow this character or the sprite to move on the X and the Y axis. Now from here we're going to hit Control. Now this is a very popular code, I guess, but it's written in this form right here. It says if you click this one right here, it says if then. Let's drag that out, and you see how it fits like a Lego piece or a Tetris piece, but when it gets close and it's able to fit that part right here, it lightens up. Okay, let's click that. Automatically snaps right in. Now when this is clicked and there's an if clause and a then clause, meaning if something is about to happen, then this should happen. Okay, now let's do this. Now I want you to go to sensing. I want you to go to sensing, and then it says if something touching color, no. If key space is pressed, then something else, right? Let's drag this out. If we drag this out, that little piece should fit in, but it's not fitting in, right? But if we move it to the left, you see how it lights up? That means you can just drop it. Okay? If, let's say, right arrow. If right arrow is pressed, then what? Then something should happen. Let's click on motion. If the key right arrow is pressed, then I want to change X, this change X axis by 10. Whatever 10 means, probably if we're gonna guess, it means from 0 right here where my mouse cursor is to about right there. It's not very much. Okay, the common mistake is, I wrote the first line of code. Let's see if this works. And when this is clicked, it should work. And see how that thing turns off automatically and the right key doesn't work. See, this would only work if the precise time you click the, the flag and you push the right arrow, which is pretty, you see that? He moved a little bit. Then it would happen. However, there's a clause that says forever. So basically, this is forever going to happen, no matter at the same time or not. So we're going to drop a forever in there. And then we're going to drop this if clause, an if and then clause in there. Now let's try that. Aha! You see how that green flag is lit. And I'm pushing the right key. Whoa. He's moving. Actually, he's moving pretty fast. And you can always drag him back here. And I'm pushing it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Around, 12, 13 times, and he's there already there. Now he's moving way too fast. So if you change this value to 5 instead of 10, he's going to be going at half the speed. Okay? That makes sense. Now, let's say I wanted to make him go backwards. Okay? We just made the right key. What would you do? Let's take this out and let's duplicate this. You can go back and find the if and then statement and put it all together again, but you've already done once, so you don't have to do it again. Remember, sometimes if it's already done, look for the easiest way out, because the work is already done for you. You don't need to do it twice. And with the help of modern technology, we can do that. If you right click on this, there is a duplicate button. Let's duplicate that. Aha! Now I have 2 of these. Okay? Now this will take care of most likely going right and going left. And going left by changing this to, come on, let's go, left arrow. But it says, if the left arrow is pressed, then change by 5. I mean, if you look at the grid, this is positive, and this is positive. If you're changing by 5, again, no matter which arrow you press, right or left, it's going to keep on moving by 5. So let's try it. It's on. I'm pushing the right arrow, it's going right. I'm pushing the left arrow, it's going right. Just as we expected. Now, how do you think we can make this guy go left? Well, I mean, there really isn't any discussion. You just have to put a negative in front of it. Then it's just going to go by -5. So in front of this, let's put a negative on there. And then now I'm pushing the left button. There we go. He's moving left. And then now he's moving right because I'm pushing the right button. This is a no-brainer. This is something that you guys should know without me teaching it, because it's just how it is. Now, if you're going to do an up arrow and a down arrow, we're going to need 2 more. So let's duplicate this. You can either duplicate it twice, or if you take it from here, both come out. Then what I can do is duplicate this whole thing, and I have 2. Oh no. What did I do here? Here we go. Okay, there we go. But there's one thing that we need to change. They're all X's. And yeah, if we're going to be talking about up and down, up arrow and down arrow, we're talking about the y-axis. So what we have to do is, let's take this out, delete those, and look for change the Y, and let's shove it in there. Okay, and just to be consistent, let's change this to 5, and because we're talking about positive numbers, we're going to be going up. And that means we're going to be talking about, or we're going to be pressing the, here we go, up arrow. And if we have an up arrow, we're going to need a down arrow. And we're going to be changing this by, yep, you guessed it, -5. Now here, these things, what can you do with these? Get the delete button, cut it out. Now here, you can get this entire command, you can shove it in here. Now forever, you can move this up, down, right, left. If you hold on to the left button, he keeps on moving infinitely until he can't go anymore, right? Now if I push left and up at the same time, he moves diagonally. So this is left and down, right and up, left. There we go. Now we successfully moved our sprites. We are able to move our Patrick, our starfish, but that's not all we want to do. What we want to do is have him be attacked by a whole bunch of, let's say, butterflies. Okay? And I don't want him to just move around and dodge them or run away. I want him to be able to shoot down the butterflies. And I'm going to draw a sprite so that he can shoot these little things right here. And you'll see a grid instead of just a flat surface. Let's make that. Okay, now we have this. And if you click it, basically you get this little ball. And let's shrink this. I want this to be a lot smaller. There we go. It's tiny.